To the United stand. It is a little bit late. There are reasons for that, which I won't bore you with, other than things being sorted out for Christmas. And I have had an eye on the Liverpool game, but that wasn't the excuse. I have that up there at the moment. Liverpool still 0-0 with Everton. Are we going to get a Christmas present, or are Liverpool going to get a little bit of luck? In fact, the cross just cleared by Everton there. But it's Skype Goldbridge. It is your show. You will dictate it and tell us what you want to talk about. So get Skyping in. The Skype name is Mark Goldbridge. A few things you might want to talk about. Mourinho wants to make a couple of signings in January. One is Victor Lindelof from Benfica. What do we know about him? 6'2", 22. Likes a good duel in the air and likes a battle. Is he the sort of signing? You've got to trust Mourinho on centre-backs. Also wants a new deal for Fellaini. Lots to discuss, and it's your show to do it. Is Lindelof Man United quality, says Callum Herrera. Callum Harley, sorry. Yeah, I think he is. He's not the one I would go for. I've been quite open about that. I probably would go for a Howard is, or a Van Dijk, or a couple of others. But you've got to trust Mourinho when it comes to... I was watching Liverpool there. They're starting to turn the screw, which is typical. You've got to trust Mourinho when it comes to centre backs. So yeah, I would be comfortable with that. Skype is open, by the way, and we have got a phone caller straight away, which we'll take. Jordan Brown, can you hear me, Jordan?
Hello, yeah, hello.
Hi, Jordan. You're live on the United stand. Let me make sure that everybody can hear you as well. Quick off the draw, like you were last week. What do you want to say, pal?
Well, just thought I'd say. I just didn't quite get the beginning of the YouTube video. I was just wondering, what did you say? Did you say anything about Fellaini? Because the title says Fellaini. I just wondered.
Yes, Mourinho yet again this morning coming out talking about Fellaini positively, saying he's a great influence he's greatly liked in the changing room, and again talking about the fans need to appreciate him. In August he was saying he was going to make us love him. I tweeted out, look, you know what, I back Mourinho to the hilt, but he's not going to get my support in relation to Fellaini because I would be a total and utter hypocrite to change that, and I'm not going to be one of those United fans that just does something because a manager tells me to do it. Mourinho's been here 3 months. I've seen Fellaini for 3 years. He's not a United player. He never will be. But the rumour is that Mourinho wants to sign him up for a new deal. Because let's not forget, Fellaini signed for United. Be 4 years in the summer. I don't know what contract he signed. Did we give him a 4-year or a 5-year contract? But he's definitely coming up for renewal. And the rumour is that he's going to get one.
Right. Well. Okay. I hope he doesn't. To be honest, I hope we sell him. But obviously, what Mourinho has said then is obviously there's something going on behind the games, him having good chemistry within the team and playing and being a nice person. He might be a nice person, but obviously we don't see them kind of things. We just see him on the pitch, how he plays, and every single person that supports Man United, if they think he's good, then I don't know who the bloody hell they've been watching, but he's crap. He is crap. Every single game he played, like when he came on our last game, he came on, I think he gave away a foul and didn't touch the ball. Didn't do anything else. Like
it strikes me as just stubbornness from Mourinho. I don't know what you think about it, but it just strikes me as stubbornness that he again, like you say, it seems to be every game he brings him on. It's like he's trying to prove something to the United fans. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm very happy with United and what they're doing at the moment. It's fantastic and I'll back us to the hilt. But the Fellaini obsession, he will end up with egg on his face because this is not going to work out right. He can't do with what he's done with Rojo and Jones with Fellaini because Fellaini's not a midfielder for a start.
Yeah. Well, we did buy Fellaini as an attacker. He's getting played in centre mid or CDM and stuff like that. I don't understand that. But when you've mentioned Rojo and Jones, I think since Bailly's been injured and Blind has not been playing, I think them two have been doing fantastic. They've been doing a really good job. Rock at the back, great. But we do need another centre-back because Rojo, he's making them two-footed tackles. He's a little bit of a liability. He can. I think he's going to start making a bit more mistakes, and I think it could cost us in some games if he keeps making them mistakes. So Lindelof, I haven't really heard much about him, but I've heard play FIFA and that. He's a decent player on that. But I've heard he's a good player, and I'd like to bring him in, see what he's like, and see what he's like. Yeah, I'd like a new centre back actually.
Yeah, he's, like I said, 22, 6'2". He's quite quick. He can play right back. He's fairly decent on the ball, and he likes a good duel, which I think is we have improved a lot on crosses in the last couple of games. I think we had to, but he is the sort of player who would give us something there. They're talking about 30 million plus. I don't really care about how much we play for a player. And one thing I would say about Mourinho is where he would get my total support, and it sounds a little bit hypocritical, but it's not. Is that when it comes to defenders, I think he's the best manager in the world, as he's shown with Bay and countless other times. Liverpool starting to turn the screw here with 80 minutes gone. But thanks, Jordan, for calling in as per usual. Very good call. And if we don't speak to you before Christmas, have a good one.
Cool, you too. Thanks a lot, Mark.
Thanks, Jordan. Okay, let's get Sander on. Can you hear me, Sander?
I can do, Mark. How are you?
I'm very good, thanks. Hopefully we should be able to get you visually as well. What was it you wanted to say?
Firstly, I was at home refreshing my emails, waiting for the invitation for the old Christmas special. Where was it? Me and Marcus, we're on Twitter. What was that all about? I'm sitting there, I thought something was right with the Wi-Fi. I was, ringing up Sky, checking the Wi-Fi, and anyway, I just wanted to talk about firstly with Lindelof. I haven't seen too much of him. I don't really think anyone has. If they do, they're lying. They've looked him up on YouTube. With Mourinho, I completely trust him with centre backs. He's renowned for his defensive tightness and just he's just great defensively. So I completely trust him with anything to do with defensive play and defense. In defence, I completely trust him. I've heard a few bad things about Lindelof. I can't really comment on it too much, but I take Mourinho's word on it. With Fellaini, I swear to God, if that guy gets another, I don't know, might be 3 years or whatever it is on his contract, I will go mental. What has he done to deserve a space in the team, let alone another contract, right? Jimmy Bullard's a nice bloke. Does that mean we have to go and sign him and get him in the team? No, it doesn't. Patrice Evra's a nice, funny guy. Does that mean that we have to go and give him a new contract? No. Because we were told Luke Shaw is the man to trust, and that we're gonna, get him in the team. So we sent Patrice Evra off. Everyone likes Paddy Evra. Do you know what I mean? They call him Uncle Pat, and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't mean that he, should be getting another contract. It's ridiculous. It winds me up, and the reason he's saying this kind of thing so he's liked in the dressing room is because he can't say it about his performances on the pitch. He's got nothing to say about his performances on the pitch because the last 2 times he's played, he's given a foul away and it made a penalty, and he tried to foul someone and he couldn't even do that. He's useless. He doesn't do anything. All he does is create a little bit of oxygen for us to breathe. Right? That's about it. And so that's that done on Fellaini and Lindelof. Just finally on. Call me mental, call me deluded, call me an Arsenal fan, but I still think we can win the league. I know, it's a bit out there, but I was checking it before just to try and get my my argument. And Chelsea at one point were 8 points behind City, right? And everyone was saying it was gone. Now they are 7 points in front of us.
It's 13 points at the moment. I mean, I think that is. I am going to... I tell you what, Xander, just why I say this, because I forgot to do it with Jordan, so you can help me with this. The challenge tonight is to try and get up to 12 for our 12, countdown from 12. So I've got 3 wins in a row, 2 Zlatan goals, and a useless twat called Marouane Fellaini. So, but we can't even do 12 points behind Chelsea to start off with, because we are 13 points behind them. I think 13 points is... It's doable. It's definitely doable. I think you really think we can do that?
Well, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy. I'm not saying it's likely to happen, but I wouldn't like to say, let's go for top 4 because with Manchester United, we don't want to be an Arsenal. We don't want to be Arsenal fans. We don't want to be aiming for top 4 the whole time. I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's gonna be done. And that I'm expecting it, but I'm saying we need to aim for that top spot and look with Memphis's tattoos, dream chaser, and we need to chase that dream. And I'm not saying it's easy, but Chelsea were 8 points behind City. Now they're 7 points in front of them. What's that? Was that 15 odd points? They've made 15 points, right? That would get us 2 points in front of Chelsea if we were to do that. Anything can happen. Chelsea don't look like dropping points. But I'm just saying, you know, if it happens, put back to this video. You heard it here first.
I'm just keeping an eye on the Everton game. 5 minutes to go in that. I mean, I'm sort of keeping an eye on what he said there. There was a good one there. 5 City fans, so we need 4 for our 12 United songs. Please give me Bath City Youth a shout out, Skill Kid. First place ain't happening, says Jake Mitchell. We won the league after trading 13 points to Newcastle, said Seb Williams. I think the problem with it is just that Chelsea have got no European football. So when February comes along, I think we'd have to beat them at United. We've got them at home. That would bring it down to 10 points. So you could look at it like that. And we'd need to be within 5 points of them by the time the Europa League kicks back in again. But who knows? It may well happen. Thanks for calling in, Sander. Have a good Christmas. I doubt I'll speak to you before because I don't think we're going to do Skype Goldberries before then. But have a good Christmas, and we will get you on for... got a couple of things planned next week, actually, so I will drop you an email for that.
Nice one, Mark. Cheers.
Cheers, pal. Speak to you later. Liverpool are really, really turning the screw here, and I think it would be a bad loss for bad result if they managed to pull it out. Got another caller. Let's try Dimitri Ledger. Dimitri, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello.
Yep, you're live on the United Stand, pal. What was it you wanted to say?
I just wanted to talk about the Fellaini contract.
Okay.
I don't think he should be getting one. And by the way, I'm not a Manchester United fan.
Okay, who do you support?
Real Madrid.
Okay. Go on then, give us your thoughts on Fellaini. It's always good to get an opposition view on Fellaini because I think many Manchester United fans don't like him. Many opposition fans I talk to about Fellaini are ecstatic and find it funny that we use him so much. And I've always said that I don't think... I throw it to the live comments and I throw it to you. Can you think of a Premier League club that actually would start Marouane Fellaini in it? Because I don't think anybody other than Sunderland would.
Yeah, I was about to say Sunderland probably would have, knowing their playing style.
Go on.
Every time he steps on the field, it's kind of like a joke, especially from my point of view. It feels like something bad's going to happen, and I just keep thinking, someone with the experience of Mourinho, why would he play someone like Fellaini, where he has young players like Fosu-Mensah, who I think could do a better job than him?
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. I think Fosu-Mensah is an absolute fantastic player, and he should be exactly what we're using, whether it's on the bench or the midfield. But for some reason, he won't do it. Just as an outside view, very quickly, obviously, Manchester United, at the moment, we're in 6th. We're hoping to move further and further up the table. What, as an outsider, do you think Manchester United need, if at all, to start, getting up there, challenging for titles? Or do you think it really does come down to the fact that, we talk about it week in, week out, that we feel that we did throw away 10 points ourselves by not winning home games, not putting the ball in the back of the net? Do you think United are far off, or do you think they're very close? Do you think they need to sign any players? What's your thought as an outsider?
I think you guys have a very good team. I mean, Pogba, Zlatan, very good players, especially from a Real Madrid perspective. Not quite the same as us, but still a very good team, and you have good young players like Martial who could grow, obviously. But I still think you guys might need a center back, but you need someone more like a Bonucci or a Hummels, a Godin, or a Howades, someone more experienced to play alongside Bailly. I think that'd be better than Lindelof, who's also young. And then for the midfield position, I think you guys need some strengthening as a Carrick replacement. You guys could go for William Carvalho from Sporting Lisbon. He's very strong, powerful, he's tall. Or there is a player in your youth academy named Sean Goss, and he has a very similar playing style to Michael Carrick. And I think he's very underrated. If he goes out on loan and gets some experience, he could be the next Michael Carrick.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good player, Goss. I was talking about another player, Pereira. Not people weren't happy about this last night, but he did play there against Wigan, and he was really, really good. Just watching the Liverpool game here, they're really knocking on the door, but we're virtually into the 90th minute. But I get what you're saying about the centre backs. A little bit of experience. However, Carvalho's an interesting one. He's been linked with Arsenal and Manchester United for a long, long time, but nobody ever seems to sign him up. He doesn't seem to be able to get that move away. I don't know whether there's something in his background about fitness or something about him, because it doesn't seem to make any sense to me. Because, like you say, he's been mentioned for so long. He's powerful. He breaks up the midfield, but nobody seems to want to take a chance on him, and I don't really understand why that is. But there we go. Thanks for calling in, Dimitri. First time, I think.
Yep.
Great. And where were you calling from?
United States.
United States. Well, have a very Merry Christmas if you celebrate it, and please do call in again.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's take some of your live comments. I'm very aware that we will be taking some more of your calls. We'll probably stay on for quite a while tonight because we did go on a bit later. Very, very tense, this Liverpool-Everton game. We really do need this to end up with Liverpool not winning it, especially because I've said we're going to finish above them this season. It's in the 90th minute, but there are 8 minutes added on. And it is all Liverpool at the moment. I can't lie about that. Joshua Lowe wouldn't mind Lukaku. Let's open it up a little bit. We have been talking about Fellaini and obviously Lindelof, but I would like some different topics. If you've got any, that would be great. Laporte at Bilbao says Tommy Knockers, he signed a new contract after snubbing City. And do help us with the 12 Days of Christmas song. We've got 5 City fans, 4 is blank, 3 wins in a row, 2 Zlatan goals, and a useless twat called Marouane Fellaini. There we go. A useless tree is nicer. Twat is not nice, is it? Marcus call in is what some people have said. Mark, wouldn't you agree that Ronaldo and Jose are proven winners and they're criticised by the press and media, whereas Pep and Messi aren't given a lot of stick by the press and media? I would agree with that, and I think it's just ideal for them to do it, isn't it? And Abhinav says, Mark, this is great to know that fans from all over the world, no matter what club they support, they all follow United. And Cavallo is shit, says Corey05. And condolences to the victims of Berlin, says Schwartz Weiss Rot. Yes, definitely. Another very, very sad day. But where will it end? Religion's not meant to be about this. No matter what you think, it's just what's the world coming to? Vigel from Dortmund says Aaron been mentioned quite a lot. I think he's a midfielder. I need to see more of him. And 7 Ronaldo free kicks, says Stephen McMorrow. Let's keep it United relaces. Smalley wants a dab. Not going to get it until we sell Fellaini. And 4 Arsenal's number, says MUFC, and a couple of others. 4th place for Arsenal. Brilliant. We're working away. So we're on 5 fans for City. 4th place for Arsenal. 3 wins in a row, 2 Zlatan goals, and a rubbish tree called Marouane Fellaini. So we need 6 now. Let's get on with that. But let's take another call. Johan's been calling in for quite a while. Johan, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, you're live on the United Stand. What did you want to say, pal?
Hello? You know this player called Nacho Fernandez from... Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now. It was breaking up a little bit.
Yeah. This player called what's his face? Nacho Fernandez from Real Madrid is a bit like Daley Blind. He's he can play both centre back, midfield, and wing back, and he does a quite a good job for Real Madrid.
He's right-footed, isn't he?
No, he's left-footed. He's
all
left-footed.
Right.
But he can play on both sides of the both left back and right back. So, and another guy called, Weigl from Dortmund.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about him, because I don't know a hell of a lot about him, but I've heard him mentioned quite a lot.
He's I haven't watched him that much, but when he played against, I watched some games because my friend is a Dortmund fan, and I watch games with him a bit. So he's a young player, defensive midfielder. Don't know if United needs a defensive-minded midfielder, because United have got Carrick and Ander Herrera, who
They've scored. Liverpool have scored. Bloody hell! What a lucky goal as well. It's sickening. Absolutely sickening. It's a scuff shot by Sturridge. It hits the post and rolls behind the keeper, and Mane follows it in. So they're going to get a win. That is absolutely horrific. What a horrible thing to happen. But carry on, that Weigl from Dortmund.
Yeah, and another thing that you said, you want United to sign James Rodriguez, and I am a Real Madrid fan, and I watch every single game, and James Rodriguez is not a good player. He's not the same player he was at in the World Cup. Because he's really sloppy with the ball. He falls a lot, and another thing is that you've already got like Mata and Pogba, who's 10 times better than James Rodriguez. So
Yeah.
I don't think you need him at all.
Okay, are you a United fan then?
No, I'm a Real Madrid fan.
All right, we had a couple on tonight. Where are you calling from, Johan? Sweden. Okay, another one. Thanks for calling in. Have a good Christmas if you celebrate it, and thanks for that insight into Vigal. Unfortunately, it's a shame that you were on for when Liverpool scored, but thanks for calling in, pal.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Bye. Oh, absolutely gutted. That you know, I wear my heart on the sleeve, and that is just absolutely sickening. I mean, call in and have a set if you've been watching it. A win for Liverpool, it will be. Just a lucky goal. But having said that, I've sort of been keeping an eye on the game in the second half. You know, Everton, every single season, they are all heart against Manchester United. It's like their cup final. And then Liverpool, you know, they had a good first half, but second half, they've been absolutely pants. And, yeah, really fucking annoying that is. So annoying. I still think we'll finish above Liverpool, but if Everton are going to hand them 3 points away from home, what a bunch of bottlers they are. So, it won't be ideal. We'll be 4 points off fourth place, which is what I said if we were within 5 points of fourth place come Christmas, come New Year, I'd be happy. We're within 4 points of it. But Liverpool will go to 7 points ahead of us, which isn't ideal. I would have been more happy if it had been 5 or 4. But, you know, never rely on Everton against Liverpool. Always, 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 always they bottle it. And that is highly disappointing from Everton, but they're trying to attack here. Nothing's going to happen there. Crap. Absolute annoying rubbish. If you want to come on and have a rant about Liverpool, please do. Tony, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, Mark, I can hear you.
What do you want to say, Tony?
I just wanted to talk about our midfield.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. You've got your visually as well, which is cool.
Yeah. So on midfield, who can play central midfield? It's Pogba, Carrick, Herrera, Fellaini, Schneiderlin. I'm not going to count Schweinsteiger because he doesn't really play. But I think our problem with our midfield, we're lacking real leaders. Michael Carrick, he's the closest thing we have to a leader, but he's not the greatest leader we have like Scholes or Keane. And I think that problem goes back into maybe the Sir Alex Ferguson reign, where I'm not blaming Fergie, but I think it was to do with lack of development. Maybe we have Paul Pogba, who came back obviously for his fee, but we have so many midfielders who should be great, like Anderson and Tom Cleverley, Ravel Morrison. I think that's the problem that we've been lacking, and why we didn't do as well as we could have done in the last 3 years. I don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, I think we haven't done as well as we could have done in the last 3 years. Because think of bad buys, but I'm just keeping an eye on the Liverpool game. It's not over yet, but it looks like Liverpool will probably score again. I mean, what's the solution for you? I mean, just to sort of move away from it slightly, but Carrick, I think, is intrinsic to United in the last 10 years. He's absolutely everything, and we've seen that this season. And I was a bit critical about Mourinho and his opinion about Fellaini at the start of the show, because he's never going to change my mind on it, and it annoys me the way he tries to make fans change their mind. But he ignored Carrick a lot at the start of the season, Mourinho. But we were talking about it a bit last night. I mean, do you think there is a player out there that can replace Carrick, and if so, who?
Only player I could think of that comes straight to mind is Toni Kroos, but he signed a new contract with Real Madrid. We kind of rejected the chance to take him when he was still at Bayern Munich and we had Moyes in charge. But there's just no one that you can really think of that can replace Carrick, unless they're like a young upcoming midfielder like Weigl. I haven't really seen too much of him, but what I've heard, he's a decent CDM. But I can't really think of anyone that will slot and have the same impact as Carrick would.
No, I wouldn't. I'm just going to ask you a question as well, because, and this is where I want to sort of go for the next few minutes for anyone else who's going to call in. Everton have bottled it. I said they'd bloody bottle it against Liverpool. Absolute rubbish. I mean, and this goes back to me for a few years ago. It was Liverpool-Everton at FA Cup semi-final at Wembley, and Everton didn't turn up at all. They bottled it as per usual. And then the next week, they had a meaningless league game against Manchester United at Old Trafford, and they played like their lives to defend on it. And every season, Everton's cup final seems to be United, and every season they play Liverpool and just throw points away. So Liverpool are now 7 points ahead of us. They're back into second place now. They still think they're title challengers. Manchester United, are you confident we'll get top four? And how high do you think we can go?
I think we'll finish a maximum of third, being optimistic. I don't think that the likes of Arsenal, Man City, or Tottenham, one of the three won't drop too many points. I think that Chelsea will finish first or second minimum. But I think maybe third place with Europa League, maybe not winning it, but going far in the competition, and the FA Cup and Capital One Cup or whatever it's called. I think third place will be where we finish.
I think Champions League football is exactly what we need. Thanks for calling in, Tony. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Essex.
Essex. Have a good Christmas, pal, and please do call in again.
And you.
Thank you very
Bye.
much. Let's twist it up a little bit then. Let's talk a little bit about all. Oh, it's going to be unbearable as well now with all these Liverpool fans coming on. They won't be coming on here and getting any air, but you know what I mean. They'll be coming on saying, "Ha, you said you're going to finish above us." It's a very good 3 points for them, but especially when you consider that we only got a point there. Thanks, Maron. Let's just think, actually, if Fellaini hadn't done that, we'd be only 5 points behind them. But yeah, disgusted by that, really. Another bit of luck for Liverpool. They're 7 points ahead of us. I still think we'll catch them. I really, really do. So I want to talk about that with everybody for a little bit. I want to know where you think Manchester United are going to finish and whether you think we'll finish above Liverpool. Larry, can you hear me? It's a very good 3 points.
Yeah, Mark, how are you, mate?
I'm very good, thanks. What was it you wanted to say?
Well, you were just talking about, who could replace Michael Carrick. I think we just need to look within the team. If you just look at Daley Blind, he's a wonderful footballer. He reads the game really well, intercepts really well. He does a job at left back. I think he's a bit small in stature, but he reads the game so well. I think he'd be a brilliant replacement for Carrick, or even if you wanted to rotate him in and out of the squad.
Yeah, I do. And what about... I was reading the comment here. Yeah, Liverpool fans coming on already. Just talking about Liverpool, 7 points behind them now. 4 points behind Arsenal, who are fourth. Liverpool are in second with 7 points, and I think City are third with 6 points. Let's not forget we've got Borough and Sunderland, not in that order. It's Sunderland, Borough at home. I would expect us to take 6 points. Liverpool and City play each other on New Year's Eve. They can't both win that. Maybe a draw would suit us. So, we should be closer to one of those. How high do you think we can finish at this season? Where do you expect? Do you think we will finish top 4, or do you think we'll go for Europa League, or do you think we'll do both?
I think we'll do both. You've said it before. It's going to be an assessment after the new year to see where we finish. But I believe top 4 is definitely the more realistic. I think to place an emphasis on Europa is risky because you need a bit of luck going into these sort of competitions. There's a lot of games involved, whereas top 4 is more looking at consistency within the team. My concern for the team at the moment is we're in form, but Zlatan has 16 goals. Closest to him is 5 goals, Pogba and Mata. We need more goals in the team. I'd like to see Anthony Martial played a bit more centrally. That's where he was most effective for us. I think that's where he can get some goals into the team. But that is a concern for us. If Zlatan hits another dip in form and the goals dry up, it could be a potential problem.
Yeah, well, you see, I don't think it would. I want to see Rashford playing more and more up front, and I think he's ready. I said it last night. I know Alex disagreed with me, but I think Rashford's ready, and I think he can do it. I do agree that Zlatan out the team would cause us problems if he was injured because of the style of player he is. But I do think United are have turned a corner now. I do think no matter what happens, we will look. Even if we went on a massive winning run now, I don't think we can win the league, but I do think we will be in this position at the end of the season where we will look back on that Stoke and Burnley game where we should have took 6 points and we took 2. Same with West Ham and Arsenal. Should have took 6, took 2. Everton bringing Fellaini on and dropping another 2 points. You could argue that we've dropped 10 points of our own accord. And I do think we'll be in that position at the end of the season where we're going, if only we'd not done that. So I don't think the title's there. But I've said it, I've tweeted it. I think we'll finish above Liverpool. I know they've got 7 points on us now, but all I would keep saying is nothing is ever won at Christmas. It's not won at Christmas, and there's still a hell of a lot of points to go for. But I agree with Larry. I think we will have to make a decision in February. I personally don't think you can do both. If you were gonna, if I was gonna say to you now, Larry, what will Manchester United finish with, league position and trophies? Give us your thoughts.
Capital One Cup, or whatever they call that trophy, we'll win that. I think we'll finish third, and I think we'll either finish third and win the Europa. We'll either finish third with the Capital One Cup. FA Cup, I think, might be a bit difficult, or we won't make the top 4 and win the Europa League. I have to say it one way or the other.
Yeah, well, thanks for calling, Larry. I know we've been in contact in the past. It's great to get you on over in Australia. What time is it there?
It's around 8:30 now.
In the morning, yeah.
Oh, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock in the morning. There you go.
Nice and sunny, I presume. It's that time of year over there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a nice sunny Christmas for us.
Well, have a very good one, mate, and please do call in again.
Will do. Pleasure, Mark. Thank you.
Thanks, Larry. We've had a few. We've had a few that I'm going to add into the song now. We're up to 7, and I'm on my own here, and my memory's not great. So we've got 7 shell-suited Scousers, 6 Slippy Gerrards, 5 City fans, 4th place for Arsenal, 3 wins in a row, 2 Zlatan goals, and a crap tree called Marouane Fellaini. And I should sing it, but I'm trying to remember it in my head. So we're up to 7. Let's see if we can get 8 somethings. Europa League is tough, says Big Mitch. Klopp was screaming at the refs as usual. Only he can get away with it, says Tyrone Williams. I totally agree with you. Very, very lucky tonight. Liverpool, the only team who hasn't won the league in 26 years, but still calls every other team bad. Marquisio is a great passer of the ball and could dictate the play, says Michael Guillem. Mark, if you see this, there is an Arsenal fan in the chat. Please bury him. If I spot him, I will. Come on, Chelsea, says Chad. Yeah, I would be a Chelsea fan to stop Liverpool winning the league. At the end of the day, the history records will say league winner. It doesn't matter if Liverpool have a good season. Their biggest chance was when Steven Gerrard slipped, and I want it to stay that way. I don't think we can win it this year, so I'm more than happy for Chelsea to win it. I can't stand Liverpool. In the order of despising football clubs, for me, and I'll ask you a lot of this as well, for me it's Liverpool way up there, then it comes Arsenal, then it comes City, and then Chelsea. So I would want Chelsea to win the league. However, 99.9% of Manchester United supporters aren't from Manchester. If you are from Manchester, I would presume you've got City higher than Arsenal, maybe higher than Liverpool. But for me, it begins and ends with Liverpool, and I would never want them to win the league. Can't stand them, and they won't be winning the league. And I'll still stand by the fact we'll finish above them this season. They've got to play us at home in the middle of January, and they won't get that sort of luck because we'll bury them. So that's 4 points. 4 points is easy to turn around. I wanted to be ahead of them before the new year, but that's probably not going to happen. But nothing's won in January, nothing's won in December, nothing's won in November. It's all won in May. So all the Arsenal fans and all the Liverpool fans coming on gloating, I won't bite. I won't bite, and I would implore any Manchester United fan, don't bite. Arsenal haven't won the league in over 10 years. Liverpool haven't won it in nearly 30 years. So why bite when we've won however many titles we've won in the time they haven't won the league? We know, in a way you've got to feel sorry for those fans because they haven't got a clue what it's like to win a title. So they probably think that if you're in 3rd or 2nd in December, you're going to win the league. You're not. It's where you are in May. And as somebody said at the start of the video, we've come from 10 points behind before, so anything can happen. I'm not saying we're going to win the league. I am saying we'll finish above Liverpool and Arsenal, and that is there now. It's on a video. It's not going to get deleted. It's on tweets. They're not going to get deleted. We will. I'm going to take another call now, but very, very quickly, my prediction for the season is that we will finish. I think we'll finish 2nd in the league. I think we'll win the Europa League, and I think we'll win the League Cup. I'm not convinced we'll win the FA Cup, but I would love to win it. Raul Salah says, Mark, what if we win Europa and finish 4th? Does 5th place gets you Champions League? No, it doesn't. Europa League, Champions League spot is totally exclusive to that. So it's like Liverpool who got to the final last year and bottled it. That's what Klopp does. If they'd won that, then 5th place wouldn't have got it if they'd finished in the top 4. That's not how it happens. It's an exclusive spot. So there we go. Let's grab another phone call from somebody. Cole's been trying for a long time, so we'll get him on. Hi, Cole. Can you hear me?
Hey, Mark.
Hi, pal.
Can you
You
hear me?
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm alright.
What was it you wanted to say, pal?
Well, you wanted to get away from the Fellaini situation and everything, and people have already made the points that I was going to say and everything. Just, I saw a comment before your live stream first started, and it said something about, it was just, if we sell Fellaini, bring Pereira back from loan, which, if he's still watching, it won't happen, because Mourinho doesn't use the youth anyway. And even though Pereira is getting out of that youth stage because he's getting older and everything. He still won't get used because he hasn't really had much first team action. Even though back when we played him in the Challenge Cup in America a couple of years ago, and he was like our best player by far. Still won't get used, and I watched the highlights of the West Brom game and the Crystal Palace game, and that first goal for the header from Zlatan in the West Brom game was that cross from Lingard was like it was inch perfect onto Zlatan's head, and I was very impressed with that. And I thought the way we broke down both teams throughout the game and especially the Crystal Palace one in the final minutes, the way we broke them down and got that last goal was very good to see, and it was a bit of eye candy as well.
Yeah, I mean, that cross from Lingard was perfect, and to be honest, if there's one thing I've always been critical of Lingard is his final ball can be a bit off, but the fact that was bouncing as well, it was a perfect cross, and I loved it because I think as viewers, whether you were at the game or not, it's just, you could see the cross coming over and you're like, he's going to bury that as he did. It was bread and butter for him, but the youth is, this channel isn't always about everything's rosy in the garden, because I do think there will be some blips for United even now. I think it's going to be, I've said for a long time, Mourinho will be the right man, but it will be peaks and troughs. And as you've said there, I've said, don't expect the youth to be played. It did frustrate me a couple of weeks ago when he didn't use Fosu Mensah at right back, when Valencia was out, Darmian was not taken, and he plays Ashley Young there. I mean, and that really frustrated me. But I shouldn't have let it frustrate me, because as you've said there, Mourinho doesn't use the youth. I don't think he's going to use the youth. He's not using Fosu Mensah. He's using Rashford out of position. I don't think he's going to use it. Do you think he will change that? Do you think he'll be forced to change it? Because all the rumours are that when Manchester United agreed to take him, he said, "I am going to use the youth." So are we being unfair to him, or do you think he will continue like he always has been?
Well, I think remembering his last couple of months at Chelsea, he started to use Kurt Zouma and Ruben Loftus-Cheek a little bit more. Bringing in the youth, and I haven't watched the Chelsea game, so I don't know if they play under Conte or not. But I did notice he must have ended up listening to the fans at some point and started using the youth. And I think it's just the point of us having to get that through to him once again over at Manchester United. We're the exact same. We want the youth used to develop our club, because it's been that way for like 130 years. We've always had youth players, starting games or coming off the bench, to develop them and, help us in the title race. Yeah,
I would agree with that. Where are you calling from, Cole?
I'm calling from Perth, Australia, again.
Another Australia. So that would probably not 9 o'clock in the morning there, is it? What time is it there?
It has just gone 6:10.
Yeah, slight difference, isn't it? Because it's a huge country. But thanks for calling in, pal. I saw you were trying to get in for quite a while, and do have a very good Christmas.
You too, Mark. Cheers.
Thanks, Cole. Call in again, please. Very good calls tonight. There was a comment here I just wanted to pick up on from G Scratchman. You won't even finish above Spurs. Don't even talk about Arsenal and Liverpool. I'm going to talk about what was just mentioned there, but what people, I'm long in the tooth when it comes to football. I've been watching football since pretty much since I could watch a TV screen, and I've seen all, not just United. I've had to endure other title runs in the past, whether it was Arsenal, Liverpool, or whatever they're like. I'm very experienced, and not once in the over 30 years I've been watching football have I ever seen fourth, third, second, or first handed out at Christmas. So. And it's minimal. We are 3 points behind Spurs. We are 4 points behind Arsenal. We are 6 points behind City. And we are 7 points behind Liverpool. It is absolutely minimal. Minimal. and that can change in a week. And all exactly what people were getting disappointed the midweek games last week because a lot of the teams above us won, but Arsenal didn't. And I said, at the end of the day, all we need to do is win our games and each week hope that one of the teams above us, of which there's 5 at the moment, drop points. Well, Arsenal dropped in midweek, so we've made ground on them. This weekend, yes, Liverpool have got a scabby lucky win, but Everton were always going to roll over. Spurs were at home to Burnley. I expected them to win. Chelsea, I don't really consider them at the moment, but they had a good win at Palace. And then obviously the City-Arsenal game, we knew we were going to catch somebody. A draw would have been ideal, but Arsenal lost again. So another game week, we've won. Every time we've won, we've made points on the teams above us. Now, Boxing Day might be quite difficult looking at the fixtures. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but Arsenal are at home. Liverpool are at home. I think Spurs might have Southampton away. So as long as we beat Sunderland, which we're going to beat Sunderland unless we mess up at home again, we'll make more. As long as we make points on one team above us each week, that's all we need. And eventually we'll be 4th. And eventually we'll be 3rd. And eventually we'll be 2nd. I'm absolutely relaxed tonight. I'm disappointed again, but I shouldn't have been. I predicted it. Everton will not beat Liverpool at Goodison Park because it's not their cup final. United is. So that hasn't surprised me. But we're moving in the right direction. I think we can win our next 4 league games, and I think that will put us right in the top 4. So I'm very, very relaxed about it, and I enjoy and welcome these absolute delude. At the end of the day, whether you're a United fan or watch, who are you going to listen to? Me, a United fan of over 30 years who's seen it all and actually knows what title run-ins and being in the top 4 is about after years and years of experience, and I've seen us come from 10 points behind this, that and the other. Or are you going to listen to a Liverpool, Arsenal, Spurs fan who, let's be honest, they're a team of bottlers, they've got big gobs and they never back it up? Listen to the United fan. We will be in the top 4 and we will finish above Liverpool and Arsenal. Just going to take a leak, then I'm phoning. Get ready, Goldie, says Marcus of the moderators. We'll look forward to that. I'm going to take another call, actually. Let's take one from Luke, who's been calling in for a while. Luke, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, Luke, you're live on United Stand. What did you want to say?
I just wanted to talk about how I'm not surprised how we've started to suddenly do well now, and I'm not surprised why Conte's doing so well at Chelsea.
Okay, why is that, Luke? Is there a reason for that, or were you just expecting it in the summer because they're good managers?
Basically, Conte already had he had Mourinho's spine, the Matic, the Costa, Hazard, and he even got Kante, and we know how good Kante is in the Premier League.
Premier League proven, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not really. If you look at Jose, he brought in Pogba, he hasn't played here for ages, and Zlatan, who but we all know Zlatan. Well, he just wanted to prove it in the Premier League, and obviously he's doing well now. But it was kind of risky. However, we were getting really unlucky, and that seems to. If you just keep pushing, eventually we're getting the results now. However, we shouldn't really be looking at the league title right now. We need to focus on building for the future. So 4th, any way to get into Europe is essential right now.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what you think, but I think for me, there's 2 things I really want from this season, and I'm totally confident it will happen. One is that Manchester United get Champions League football, and 2, that Liverpool don't win the league. And I'm confident that both will happen. I don't know about you.
Well, can Liverpool really take on Chelsea with look at the squad they have and the organisation? I mean, Liverpool just seem like an attacking side who just rely on goals, but their defence and sort of midfield organisation is just useless. So I don't know, but I think we just need to find some way to get into Europe because we are building. And, next season.
I mean, 10 points is a hell of a lot of points to give up. I know we spoke about it on a previous caller, but Stoke, Burnley, West Ham and Arsenal should have won them all. I
know, but I wasn't really expecting... If you keep playing well, the results will push. And that's what's happening. But as long as we can still have an exciting season. I mean, we're in the Cup and the Europa League, so... But it's all building for the future.
Do you think... I've got to jump in there purposely just to say, I was one of the people who said after the Everton game, top 4's gone. We've already dropped too many points. And then 3 weeks later, 3 good wins. and we're back in there. And I thought the Christmas games were going to be a bit of a dead duck because there's no cups.
Yeah.
It's all league games, but it is really exciting. We've worked through that hard Spurs game, 2 tough away games, and we've took 9 points. We've now got 2 home games over Christmas and New Year that we should win. Then we've got West Ham away and Liverpool at home. If we can take a lot of points from those games, it is exciting anyway. But then the cups kick in again. I think we've got a really exciting end to the season.
That's what I mean. I mean, it's not always about the success, because I know under Mourinho we're going to be successful, aren't we? I mean, we've got Pogba, Zlatan, Martial, Mkhitaryan. He is going to build something. So for this season, all I really care about is just seeing exciting games and seeing what we can do. But we must get to Europe next season because he is building, if you know what I mean.
No, I totally agree, Luke. Where are you calling from, pal?
Northampton. And I was at the game.
The Northampton game? Or
yeah.
Yeah, was that?
Yeah, I was like 5 yards away from Zlatan. So
League Cup game, what did we win?
Yeah,
we win that 3-1?
3-1, yeah. It's a good game.
Carrick's first proper game of the season, I think it was, and
Yeah.
I do like to actually highlight that to people, because I get a lot of stick about Fellaini, and I'm never going to change my mind. He's crap. He's not a United player, but because Mourinho comes out and says all the fans should like him, I get people constantly saying to me, "Oh, you back the manager, so why don't you back him on Fellaini?" Because simple, I do back Mourinho. He won't get it right about everything, and people have got short memories that Michael Carrick, although he's in the best midfield three in the country at the moment with Herrera and Pogba, it's taken Mourinho a long time to get used to that, because he wasn't using Carrick at the start of the season. He was only using him, like I said, that Northampton League Cup game, that must have been September time.
Well, Mourinho is a genius, and he does have a lot of credibility. However, he doesn't know everything. So if he wanted to make Fellaini look good, then I don't think it's really possible.
No.
But I think most of the time we should listen to him. But he obviously got that one wrong.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's done some fantastic things, like playing Lingard at the weekend. A lot of people weren't happy about that. The Rojo and Jones thing, people weren't happy about that. I like what he does, really, because he proves people wrong, but he's never going to prove us wrong on Fellaini, I don't think.
He knows what he's doing, but he can't know everything. But I just want to see, we must sign a right back. And I know that's kind of out of nowhere, but Valencia at right back, I think that's really affecting us. Because imagine if we had a proper right back, how much that would help the team.
It's a very good
I know
point.
it's kind of out of nowhere, but you don't really see it, do you? Like if you don't really like just the influence of a proper right back. So imagine if we had like Lahm or someone like really defensively clever, everyone would just feel more stable.
It's a brilliant point, Luke. Absolutely brilliant. Thanks for calling in, mate, and I hope
It's
you
all
have
right.
a very good Christmas. And please do
Thanks.
call in again.
All right, thanks. See ya.
Cheers, Luke. Thank you. Fantastic point at the end there, which I'm going to sort of develop before I take another call. I've been saying this for a long time, and I've not gone against it, and I'm glad that's come up there. I've said for a long time that Valencia as a right back doesn't work because positionally he will cost us goals, and he has even cost us goals this season. But on the flip side, I've got to be fair to people. Everyone likes Valencia, and I like Valencia, by the way. What I'm talking about is Valencia as a right back. Is that this season he has arguably been one of our best players consistently. But what Luke says there is very, very true. It doesn't matter how well Valencia plays, he is not a right back. He is not a specialist right back, and that is why I would love us to go and sign someone like Seamus Coleman. Which I did hear something today, and I don't ever. We were talking about this in the summer. I don't really believe swap deals happen anymore, but there was talk of Memphis to Everton with Coleman coming the other way, which I would be absolutely ecstatic with. But I don't think there's anything in it because I don't think that swap deals really, really happen in football anymore. Bring Raphael back, says Abdi Ali. Why did we ever let him go? He'd be absolutely perfect. Who was it who sold him? Was it Van Hal? I don't know. Rubbish. Absolutely stupid decision. We should buy Balotelli, says Murnell. I would, never. He's one of those players. He's played for City and Liverpool. No way. I know football's changing, but that would be ridiculous. Tom Burke says Coleman is not better than Valencia. He is, for me. He's a specialist right back, and Valencia isn't. I think people get blinded by Valencia. He's a very, very good player, but I do agree with what was said by the previous caller. We'd see a totally different situation with a right back who actually knows how to play right back, and Coleman's a better crosser of the ball for a start. Shaka Phillips is on about a right back actually. Mark, have you heard that Manchester United are targeting Feyenoord right back Rick Karsdorp to provide competition for Anthony Antonio Valencia. FIFA King, nobody wants to come to a shitty club like United. Look, mate, you know what? What was it? Jurgen, I presume you're probably a Liverpool fan, or even if you're Arsenal, it fits. Jurgen Klopp said in the summer, it's very hard to sign decent players when you're not in the Champions League. We signed Paul Pogba for a world record. We signed one of the best strikers in the world in Zlatan. We got Mkhitaryan, one of the best players in Europe. And in previous years, we've taken Falcao, Di Maria. Manchester United can sign who they want, when they want, no matter what tournament they're in. People want to come to play for Manchester United. If you're a small club like Liverpool or Arsenal, I agree, you need to have Champions League. But we're very different. We're a massive club and everyone wants to play for us. What do you think about James to United, says Renel Menden. I do like him. I would happily take him. I don't think it'll happen. We are 7 points behind Liverpool, but we play them in January where we'll beat them at Old Trafford, and they've got City on New Year's Eve, whereas we've got Borough at home. So Everton let us down tonight because they always bottle it, but we'll still catch them, and I've said that publicly and I stand by it with no concern at all. Right, I'm not answering any more of the little boy comments about Manchester United because they've absolutely got no depth. Let's try Michael. Michael, can you hear me?
Yes, Mark. How you doing? You all right?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Just want to say, great show, by the way.
Thank
Brilliant. Just a couple of points, Mark. First on the last caller, I think you mentioned about Valencia. I think Valencia's been one of our best players this season, and I don't think that part of the area we really need to change much. Probably a bit of backup, but I went to the game on Saturday, the West Brom game, and I don't think he played all right. But what do you think about that?
No, I'm really pleased you've called in with that, because obviously I followed that call up by saying it was a very good point, because I think a specialist right back would make a lot of difference that a lot of us aren't really aware of, because I agree with you, Valencia has been doing really well and he has been one of our best players of the year. And I think people, when I say, or when the previous caller say, it'd be nice to get a specialist right back in because it would make a difference, I think people think we're having a pop at Valencia, which I'm certainly not. He has been, I think he's consistently, at the end of most games this year, you'd say, when you're scrambling around for a man of the match, there's always a standout man of the match, but Valencia would be in your top three. So he has been brilliant this season, I'm not denying that. But I would like to see us sign a specialist right back, because actually, if I'm totally honest, I think our wingers have been pretty poor this year up until Mkhitaryan came in, and Lingard I thought was very good against West Brom, which I'm sure you'll verify in a minute. But I think Valencia could solve a problem at sometimes on the right midfield, where our wingers, especially on the left side, we've really struggled this year, and we were struggling on the right. And I think Valencia can do a job there. So I'm not saying Valencia shouldn't be in the team. I would like us to sign a specialist right back there.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Valencia gives you that other option when the wingers are failing. He can get up, he can cross the ball. Well, his crossing's been improved this season, which is good. But watching the game, the only problems I have with Valencia attacking, sometimes he hesitates far too often and he doesn't cross the ball. When he should cross it, he slows down the pace, if you get what I mean. But it wouldn't really disappoint me if we didn't get that right back in January, whether it be a cover. I don't think that's where we're lacking. There's another point, Mark, I wanted to mention. It was your show last night. It was the Paul Pogba debate. Who's a better centre midfield player in the Premier League? Yeah. I mean, I can tell you. I mean, that's the first time I've seen United for a long time. I think the last time was when I'm calling from Birmingham, so I don't really get a chance to go to Manchester, Old Trafford, and the away grounds here. But I can tell you, I mean, from what I was seeing, Pogba was the best player on the pitch by far when you actually see him in flesh. The hold-up play, the strength, he was just, he didn't have I wouldn't say he was sensational, but you could just tell he was the best player on the pitch. I don't know how it looked on TV, but when you're actually watching him live, he just looked amazing. You could just tell the reason why we spent so much money on him.
Yeah, I think it's been a gradual process with Pogba, but I've never once, and if anybody wants to try and prove me wrong, they won't. I've never once got on Pogba's back this season because I always felt that it was going to be a gradual curve and he would get better and better and better. And at his age and everything like that, he was always going to get the people calling him a flop and all that, and because of the price. But the price was to get him. It was nothing to do with what his value was, because we didn't have Champions League football, obviously, and we were going up against Madrid. But yeah, I it's not, sometimes you can have United tinted glasses on, but there is no midfielder better than him in the league for what he does, because he does the defensive work and he does the attacking work. And yeah, I'm very, very happy with him. I think he's looked much better in the last couple of games. I think he's had bad games and good games, but he is starting to get that consistency, which is why Mourinho has been playing him every game. Very, very happy with him. And the great thing about him is I still think he's got a very, very steep curve upwards for United, which can only be a good thing.
Yeah, of course. He's not long. I mean, he's only been here a few months. I know he's returning, but it's his first season. He's been playing in Italy, and as you can see, he's getting better and better. I mean, I was watching the Liverpool game earlier on, and Jordan Henderson. I mean, he's an okay player, but he's not on the same level as Paul Pogba. And I think it's the point what I think you made yesterday. And Herrera is more or less the closest thing to Pogba, and we've got both.
Yeah, I agree. Thanks for calling in, Michael. You've already told us where you're from, but please do call in again. Really good points. And
cheers, Mark.
Have a good Christmas, mate.
Keep up the good work. You too.
Cheers. Thanks, pal.
Cheers. Bye.
Again, drop a like on the video, because I forgot to say that. This is obviously Skype the United Stand, and you dictate the show. So this is the video with the watch along, where again you're massively involved, where we want to get as many likes as we can. I've just seen a comment. Chris MC, I'm on it. I've spotted his comments, and he needs to go, doesn't he? Liverpool fan talking absolute nonsense. I mean, rival fans are more than welcome to Skype in, and you're more than welcome on the live comments. That is absolutely fine. But constant nonsense is just gets quite boring. I don't know what you're coming on to say. Oh, you've beaten Everton with a lucky goal. I mean, I've just watched the goal back there, and you know what? If anybody ever wanted Ashley Williams at Manchester United, and I was adamantly not Manchester United class, watch that goal back. Lazy shot. A shot comes in. Mane's about 5 yards away from the. He's 5 yards close to the goal, and Williams just doesn't react. And that's what you get with proper defenders. They will react. Marcus is meant to be coming on. I don't know whether this might be him. Oh, it is. He's stopped. Marcus, phone in and we'll get you on, because I know you wanted to come on. Manchester United fan says Liverpool fans equal proven losers. I'm sorry that, whether you take that as a Liverpool fan who watches the show and enjoys it, or you're just somebody coming on to try and wind people up. The reality is, nothing happens in December. Nothing happens in January. Nothing happens in February. In May, just a word of advice, because it's been so long for you, that's when the final thing matters. And you are proven losers. That you can't escape the fact that for the last 26 years, when it comes to leagues, you are proven losers. So sorry if I've got no real time for you lot coming on telling me about how great you are and how you're only concerned about winning titles. And you're not concerned about what's behind you. Look around, because you're going to get a massive smack in the face very, very soon. We will catch Liverpool. We've been doing this for 2 years. The videos will be used against me if Liverpool finish above us. I'm totally relaxed tonight. Totally relaxed. We will finish above Liverpool. But Marcus is on. All visual as well. What do you want to say, pal?
I just want to echo something Sanders said earlier about the Christmas party show.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't in charge of it. I'm a very busy man. Speak to Alex. He had the guest list.
Oh, right, okay. Right, but I do want to make a point, though. 3 games ago, Arsene Wenger put his hands on a 4th official. I can't remember who they were playing, but they were at the Emirates, weren't they? After the Everton game, he blames the ref about the second goal, right? And then yesterday, he's publicly slating the referees again, saying that the 2 goals were offside, and hopefully they could make a right decision. And then tonight, watching that Liverpool game tonight, I see Jurgen Klopp after they score running around in his technical area, in amongst the fourth officials and that. Now, I thought that's against the law in football, putting your hands on fourth officials and publicly slating the refs, as we know by what Mourinho said and done. And I wanted to know what you thought about it, to be honest. Because I think it's a bit of inconsistency, to say the least.
It's
Very
not inconsistency.
biased.
It's not inconsistency. It's not even biased. It's just anti-Mourinho from press, FA, everybody else like that. And you know what? The facts are there. They can't. They'll carry on doing it. You're spot on. If Mourinho had done any of the things that Wenger's done or Klopp's done in the last 3 weeks, he'd be facing another ban. And they can justify it because it's there in their rules. But if they ignore other managers because they don't want to go for them, then nothing ever happens with it. But yeah, I saw the Wenger comments today. I saw what he did about pushing the linesman. There wasn't even a discussion about it in the press. The press drive that sort of thing. The press, if they go mad on it, the FA will act on it. I agree. I think totally anti-United. But I'll ask you. I'm totally relaxed about it now because I think he was getting those things going against him, but the team is starting to perform now. We're starting to win, and that's the best. That is the best thing. Mourinho, keep your mouth shut. Don't answer anything about the referees. Don't start having a go at people. Let's just sort it out on the pitch. Because we should have had another. People forget this, and it's very important. I don't know what you thought about the first couple of minutes if you saw it against West Brom. Well, there's two things actually, and it sort of fits in with you. And we shouldn't, we should be very consistent as United fans because people call us moaners when we don't win games because we didn't get penalties, and we've won the last two games. It was a stonewall penalty against Palace when he knocked the ball like that. The same referee on Saturday refereed another game and gave a penalty. I think it was Leicester and Stoke. Yeah, he gave it, and that was ball to hand from 2 yards. His hand was up, the ball hit it. the one for United, it wasn't ball to hand, it was hand to ball to knock it away. So that just shows you the same referee, inconsistent or biased against United. So that's
the thing is, Mark, right? What I want to say is that the thing is, if Ferguson was still in charge, right, and bear in mind it's only been 3 seasons since he's retired, right? If he was still in charge, do you think that the FA were legitimately scared of him, or do you think this is some sort of thing they got against Mourinho now because of what was done at Chelsea?
I think always the authorities have been against United because they don't like the way we've dominated. They don't like how powerful we are. And I said it a few weeks ago, if you remember rightly. I was getting fed up of all this and the results weren't happening. And I was saying, you know what? Let's withdraw let's come out the FA Cup. Let's come out the FA Cup to teach the FA a lesson. We've done it once before with their blessing. They wanted us to go to the World Club Cup Championship. But the fact is, the Premier League, the FA, they've tried to play the big un, and especially the FA, they're trying to play the big un with the biggest club in the world. And if United United could just switch a switch like that, sport's not going to go anywhere. And we could.
Sorry, carry on.
The thing is that they're poking a tiger at the end of the day because it will only get pushed so far, and they can't win. They cannot win. We've got the biggest support worldwide. We're the biggest club in the country, and people hate us. There's Liverpool fans coming on here now saying you've started a live stream because Liverpool won. We were live 20 minutes before you'd won the game, mate. 20 minutes before you scored, we were live. Tell you why? Because we're live pretty much every night at 8:30 because we're a big club with a big support, and that's what happens. And I saw your crap Red Men TV doing your watch along earlier. Why don't you give us screen prints of our screen now and let them copy it properly? Because I saw it with the rubbish live comments and the little ticky tacker that we use. I mean, if we're so crap, why is your number one channel copying exactly what we do? Tell you why? Because the United stand, Manchester United, whatever is associated with United, every other club will copy it because they want it, and you'll never get it because we're massive. So let the haters hate is my message.
If what you say is right, we are the biggest club. We're a money making. We've got it all, right? So shouldn't really, to flip the coin, shouldn't the FA sort of like be doing things to please us legitimately? Because I was talking to SFS in the comments earlier, I remember a time when the England team was near enough United's first 11. Beckham, Scholes, Ferdinand, the Nevilles, Rooney was in there. That's 7 players, I think. There, 6 or 7. So, they never sort of went against Ferguson in them days. But now, it just seems like all the hate they've been storing for those years when Fergie was in charge, they're just chucking it at us now. No matter what Mourinho does, whether he spits on the turf, for Christ's sake, they're going to do him for it.
Well, let's not forget as well. There's a bigger picture here with the FA, and away from Manchester United, I think 3 or 4 of their last chief executives have come out and said that the organisation is archaic. It's run by people who have no clue about football. It's agendas, and it's sweeping things under the carpet, as we know with some of the big stuff that's going on. So the reality is, I've got no faith in the FA, and it wouldn't surprise me if it is vindictive, and it is based on the fact that Ferguson had him under his thumb for years. And football's moved on a little bit now, but you know what? Sir Alex would do it if somebody messed around with him. He wouldn't talk to them. BBC wouldn't go on for years, and the BBC, BBC tried to play the big one with that one. Oh, he'll come back to us cap in hand. He never did, and actually they had to go back to him cap in hand, and that's what happens. But I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine. I want to ask you one question just before you go.
Go on,
I've asked a couple of people tonight. What about? Where do you think we will finish in the league this year, and what trophies do you think we will win, if any?
Right.
Seriously, you can say none if you want.
Right, seriously, right. I honestly don't think we'll catch Chelsea. It was a long shot. Probably at the start of the season, people expected too much, I think. But I mean, you yourself, with the signings we made, you thought, yeah, all right, we can really go and challenge for it. But yeah, I don't think so now. Realistically, I think we will finish probably 3rd, I think. And as for the competitions, I'm one of those people where if we're in it, we might as well go and win it. So I'm going to say, semi-finals of the League Cup, is that what it's called now? League Cup. We've got the FA Cup starting next month. Last easy draw, I think, for the Europa League. Not much travelling, so I definitely think we're into the last 16 quarterfinals, whatever it is for that. But I really think we should try and win the Europa League. It's the only trophy we haven't won. So we've got a big enough squad, surely, to manage the Europa League and the Premier League and the other competitions. So let's go for it. Why not?
I'm just a big Cheshire grin has just come onto my face here, because I've said it a few times. All that matters to me now is that Manchester United get in the Champions League, and I think we will do through top 4. And like you, I think the Europa League's there to be won, because Saint-Etienne, with all due respect, we should be going to the last 16.
Yeah.
Villarreal have got Roma. I think Villarreal, Roma, Spurs, and us are the favourites. I'm not saying that one of them will win it, because somebody else could play really well, but one of those favourites will go. So there's an argument, and for me, we'll park it till February, although you lot can talk about it on Skype, Goldbridge, if you want. But I think realistically, we make a decision in February as to where we are in the league and where we are in the Europa League. I do think we can get that. However, as I said to you, I'm very relaxed about where we are in the league. I know there's a lot of Liverpool fans on tonight with big, massive hard-ons. Well, I say massive hard-ons. only big, massive ones on their foreheads. The ones down there, the ones down there will be like little maggots. But what I'm talking about is they're all like mind the gap, this, that, and the other, as if I don't react to that sort of stuff. I never have done. If you watch the United Stand, rival fans don't wind me up. What winds me up is my own bloody club and managers' decisions and our players not playing the way we would expect. That's where I get passionate and angry. But at the moment, they're all performing. They're all fantastic. So I look at the league. I see Chelsea 6 points ahead of Liverpool. I see us 7 points behind Liverpool. We will catch Liverpool. I see us taking over Arsenal. So I would go, like I said, I think we'll finish 2nd. I think City will do that. And I think we'll win the League Cup. And I think the Europa League at the moment, I'm quite confident we might do that as well. However, somebody just said there, what if Liverpool win the league? And I'm going to ask, I'm working towards this for the live comments, but also Marcus as well. Okay, we play Liverpool, our next few games just in the league, just to let you know. We've got Sunderland and Borough at home. That should be 6 points. West Ham away at the neutral ground. We should win that. Then we've got Reading and Hull in the cups, and then we've got Manchester United versus Liverpool on the 15th of June at Old Trafford. Win that, so that puts us 4 points behind them straight away. Now, if the worst comes to the worst and Liverpool somehow manage to be in a Champions League, in a Champions race, have no fear. In the middle of April, we'll pretty much know whether Liverpool are going for the title against Chelsea or not. And right in the middle of April, Saturday the 15th of April at the moment, it will get moved to Sunday, is Manchester United and a home tie against Chelsea. Now, time and time again in history, Liverpool have handed titles to opposition to stop us winning it. And personally, I'm more than happy, as long as top 4 is secured, I'm more than happy to give Chelsea 3 points to stop them cheating Scousers winning the league. Is that too far for you, or would you do it?
To be honest, mate, I would do it. Yeah, I would. I think in my heart of hearts, I don't want them winning it. I don't think any United fan would want them winning it, no matter what. So if it takes Chelsea coming to Old Trafford, like you say, as long as we've got the top 4 secure, or we're at least, got a chance in the Europa League and we're still in it, then I would say, yeah, why not chuck a reserve side out? I mean, the FA, we're fielding 11 players. It doesn't matter whether they're reserves, bench or what. If we need to rest first team players for all these competitions we're in, then, chuck the kids out there. Let the kids go for it and see how they get on. But, yeah, I don't want them winning it, mate. I don't. But, I agree with that. I do agree with that.
Thanks for calling in, Marcus.
All right, I'll just say one thing.
Go on.
I'll just say one thing, right? To everyone in the comments, this ain't from me as the United stand. This is from me personally. Have a Merry Christmas. Have a good New Year. And keep on with the comments. All right?
Well, you have a good Christmas as well. I'm sure we'll be speaking before then. And
I hope so.
But,
if you answer your mail.
I'm very busy at the moment, really. I'm very busy. Hopefully it will do. I'm trying to get everything done so that I can start relaxing from about Thursday for a few days. But it's hectic at the moment. Up to Nottingham today, all sorts going on. But thanks for calling, pal. And have a good Christmas anyway. But I know we'll speak to you before.
Yeah. All right, then, mate. See you later.
Cheers, pal. Good points as ever. I just want to take some of your comments on this because I realise I've just thrown something out there that I do want to explain it. If for some reason Liverpool were going for the title and it was very close between them and Chelsea and we weren't going to be able to win the title, I think some people might not understand this, but I would. They've done it to us so many times. I can give you so many games in history where they Chelsea, Gerrard basically passed it back to Drogba, and we'd done so well to catch Chelsea up. We needed them to go and do what they, Liverpool normally do get results out of the big teams at home, not like crappy Everton. So they've thrown it away more than once, and it'd be nice for them to get a taste of their own medicine. But the reality is, that's the middle of, I think we'll need to beat Chelsea because we'll probably still have an outside chance of winning the title. Liverpool, certainly, we will finish above them. So it's academic, but maybe I should have questioned it better. If it was the last game of the season and Chelsea and Liverpool were stuck on the same points for going for the title, and we were playing Chelsea and Liverpool had a home game against Sunderland and you knew they were going to win it, and us drawing with Chelsea would stop them winning it, I would 100% roll over and let Chelsea win it. You can call it unprofessional or not. Do you want Liverpool one title closer to us? Do you want Liverpool gloating all summer about that? I mean, this is fantasy world, by the way. This is never going to happen. But as a hypothetical question, it is quite an interesting one because I think the older people like me would say 100% gift it to Chelsea. Do not let Liverpool win it. But I think the modern footballer, maybe a more modern football fan, maybe a more forgiving and more, enjoying of football in a general sense, and you don't really get that. I suppose it's hate for other clubs built up on bitter rivalry, I suppose. But it's not bitter rivalry with Liverpool because they're not really a rival. But I think we will finish second. I think we will win the Europa League, and I think we'll win the League Cup. I'd love to win the FA Cup, but I don't know. I don't know whether we can do it. But all I would say is, I just need to talk to you a little bit about the United stand because there's a massive change. I'm leaving. No, not really. This is Skype Goldbridge tonight at 8:30 every Monday night. And I don't think we'll be doing another Skype Goldbridge before Christmas. So for everyone who gets involved with the Skype Goldbridge, do drop a like on the video. Do keep getting involved in it. It works really well. And the great thing tonight is it's not just your voice. If you have a camera, we've now messed around with the system better so that it doesn't lag or crash, where you can come on visually as well. So that's good. And a few of you did tonight. So keep getting involved. Like I say, like the video because this is your video. It's raw. I don't know what we're going to talk about until you come on. So really enjoyed that. Tomorrow I've got something planned for you, and if this works it's going to be very festive, very we've done this sort of thing a little bit before. I don't want to give too many hints away. I think it's going to happen at about 1 or 2 o'clock tomorrow, so if you can't watch it live because of work or anything like that, but if you can, keep an eye on the United stand because it will just go boom at about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and something a little bit different, sort of a salute to somebody I really like who's not a footballer, and he did something similar a few years ago. I don't want to give too much away, but that'll be tomorrow's content, and it'll be live about 1 or 2 o'clock. Something very different. It'll be very. If you can't watch it live, it'll be very good, I think, to watch back later in the evening or anything like that. Wednesday we will be live at 8:30 again. Won't be live at 8:30 tomorrow night because I've got carols singing. I'm a very festive person, but there will be that video for you to watch. I don't know whether you can still hear me. Let me know if you can. I might have just messed around with my audio and broken it. I think you can. Wednesday night 8:30 with I think we'll do a transfer show or anything like that. Friday night at 8:30. There will be something on Thursday. I've not decided yet. Friday night 8:30. I'm going to. That's the 23rd. It will be the live West Brom preview, and we're going to do some FIFA stuff. George Kyle, don't worry about that. I'll probably do that tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully about 3 o'clock. Christmas Eve there will be something for you. Christmas Day 3 o'clock. Don't bother with the Queen. We've got a United stand message for you at 3 o'clock. So there is content coming up. Keep an eye out 8:30 on Wednesday with the next live stream, and there is something going up at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock tomorrow. But I just wanted to say thank you everybody who gets involved with the United stand. Keep spreading the word about the United stand. Have a fantastic Christmas. This isn't the end, but just keep getting involved. And I just want to say as well, in a total football sense, I don't bullshit, I don't lie. In fact, if you follow me on the United stand, if you follow me on Twitter, at Mark Goldbridge on Twitter, I'll try and put it up on Facebook, but that's the United Stand channel. I know a lot of people going about this Forest stuff because I'm from Nottingham, and this happens from United fans, they don't care about rival fans. Apparently I'm a Forest fan because I'm from Nottingham, which really annoys me because, not in the sense that it annoys me, but 99.9% of fans, United fans, aren't from Manchester. Anyway, go on at Mark Goldbridge and look at my last tweet because there is a picture of me as a kid in United kit, which proves pretty much how anybody thinks I would know so much about Manchester United and not be a Manchester United fan. I do not know. But I'm totally relaxed. I'm totally relaxed about Manchester United. As I say, as long as we're winning and as long as each game week somebody above us doesn't win, it's positive because we're chipping away. Nothing happens in December. Nothing happens in January. It's where you are in May. 7 points, 4 points, 3 points, 6 points. All those teams. Chelsea 13 points, granted, is a hell of an ask. I'm not saying it's impossible. I don't think it will happen. Everybody else is fair game, and we can take them on, and we can finish above them. We will finish above Liverpool. We will finish above Arsenal. The only thing that will prevent that is if United go back and start doing silly things like they did against Stoke and Burnley, West Ham and Arsenal, where they played fantastic football, and they either couldn't put the ball in the back of the net because of their own inadequacy, or Mourinho makes silly decisions like bringing Fellaini on against Everton or putting Rashford at left back and allowing Arsenal to get us down the left. It's in our hands. If we play the way we've played this season and don't give the silly points away, I'm totally confident that we will finish above Liverpool and Arsenal, and I think City as well. I've not said City officially yet, but Liverpool and Arsenal, yes. Am I down tonight because Liverpool won? No, I expected it. Am I down because Spurs and City won? No, because it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. And as long as we keep winning and chipping away, we're fine. And nothing's won at Christmas. We will be in the top 4. And I think the Cups are going to be very exciting as well. So I'm very happy with where Manchester United are, especially comparable to 3 weeks ago. So don't get into arguments with these idiots. Somebody came up with a very good point before. And that is, and Dan the Football Man thought beating Liverpool was guaranteed. We will, but we don't play till the middle of January at Old Trafford. We will beat you in the middle of January. 100%. No problems with it at all. I'm not stressed about it. We will finish above you and we'll beat you in January. And what do you want me to do? I'm not getting into any other argument. That is what I believe. So yeah, and whether it's a Spurs fan, a Liverpool fan, an Arsenal fan, whatever, City fan, whatever, they're proven losers and they're proven bottlers. And what are you going to do? You're going to listen to them as fans. Desperation because they're a few points ahead of Manchester United. I tell you what that desperation is. It's fear. They are fearful of us. They are fearful of the form we're hitting. They're fearful of our manager. They're fearful of the fact that we can make ridiculous world-class signings when we're not even in the Champions League. It's fear. And fear often brings irrational comments like mind the gap. We're going for the title. We're not looking behind you. Well, I tell you what. I hope you are looking at. I hope every one of them are looking above, because we're going to come whizzing past you on the outside, and you won't even notice it. And it will happen. And I'm very confident. I mean, you look at that. We've won 3 tough games. Spurs was a difficult game because they were 6 points ahead of us at the time. Palace and West Brom, difficult games away from home. And what we got? Spurs and Sunderland and Borough at home, totally winnable. West Ham have been awful at their ground. That's the next league game after that. And then Liverpool at Old Trafford, which, to be honest, I'm totally confident we're going to win that. So, can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm very optimistic about Manchester United, and I can't wait for the next few games. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I've blagged on a little bit. Do drop a like on the video. We're nearly at 300 likes. I think everybody deserves a like who's been on tonight. Please do keep getting involved with Skype Goldbridge. I think it's a show we're going to keep now. We have been trialling it for a bit. I'm sure others will follow and copy it. That's the way it is when you're Manchester United. But really enjoyed the show tonight. Really happy with where Manchester United are. And very, 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 very confident about where we're going to be. Not just the end of this season. Next season we'll win the league. I've said it. I've said it so many times. Very happy with where we're going. If I could just have one thing, it would be for Fellaini to leave Manchester United. But you know what? I don't think I'm going to get that. Thanks, everybody. Watch out for the show tomorrow. Like I said, it'll be live around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And if you can't watch it live, watch it back tomorrow, because it's going to be one of those sort of videos that I think maybe you don't need to watch it live. It's probably brilliant if you do watch it live, but it'll be very good to watch anyway. I'll speak to you all tomorrow, and I'll be live again at 8:30 on Wednesday night.